Are live from Hicks Brunson Eyewear Studios in the heart of Midtown Tulsa in Utica Square, streaming live on Instagram and on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today. How's it going this morning, Becky Jo?
It is going marvelously, Daniel. The sun is shining. It's probably going to be another sweltering 100-degree day outside with the heat index here in Tulsa.
I think it's going to be nice this weekend, though.
Yeah.
Not crazy hot. Maybe a pop-up shower, but we're going to be having a good time. We're going to have our sunglasses.
Yes, we are.
Right, and we're going to help you, inspire you to get your summer sunglasses look. So let's talk about all the topics we're going to talk about in today's live.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to do mirror coatings. A client of ours recently had a set of lenses made.
Yes,
that
he did.
we didn't make, that
Yes.
somebody else made, that he sent in to us to fix.
Yeah, to fix. We're going to redo the lenses.
Yeah, thank you, Champion Metatron in the house on YouTube. Thanks so much. We're going to talk about mirror coatings, how to do them and how not to do them. Somebody had somewhat of a minor catastrophe with a mirror coating somebody else made.
I would say.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Gotti trunk show that we've got coming up on Friday, July 18th. We're going to talk about the classic Sirmont by American Optical. We've got new colors, new styles. We're also going to talk about summer sunglasses sale going on right here through July. And then we're going to talk about the red pair look.
Yes.
The red pair phenomenon.
Yes.
When you wear red glasses, like, what happens? People notice?
People notice it more, and you will probably get more compliments on a red pair than you will on any other pair you wear.
So we're going to talk about that towards the end, so stick with us. But first, let's talk about mirror coatings. Becky Jo, you want to share what we got going on here?
So a client of mine sent us in this beautiful mirror, flash mirror. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is a pretty mirror. Unfortunately, when you look on the backside, it is just as startlingly reflective on the backside, which means when you put this on, all of this reflective light is going to be in your eyeballs.
Why did that happen, Becky Jo?
And that happened, Daniel, because there is no anti-reflective coating on the backside of this mirror.
What?
No. Say it's not so, I know.
Somebody made a mirror and they didn't put an anti-reflective coating on the back side of the mirror?
They did not. So what a flash mirror does, it makes it a little bit harder to see your eyes. Unfortunately for the wearer of this particular pair, all I'm seeing is bombarded with this really pearlescent color of light, no matter where I look in this room. No matter even if I kind of cover my eyes a little bit to block some of it, it is just an obnoxious sight to behold looking through these, because as you can see, like you can see the lights above us, they are smashingly reflecting right back in. Now, if this were a wrapped sunglass that sat really, really close to the face, Daniel and I were talking about this, it probably wouldn't be an issue as much.
Wouldn't matter as much.
It wouldn't matter as much because that lens is curved and it sits super close to the face, so no extra light can kind of flood in behind the lens. However, this frame is not super flat or super wrapped, and it does not set right up against the forehead to where it's going to do anything to block any of that natural light from coming in.
Yeah, so people have to understand, like, the mirror coating is on the front, but it's on the front of a clear lens. So it's kind of like it's on the back too. So that's why we put anti-reflective coating on the back side of the lens, not to completely eliminate those reflections, but to minimize them and reduce them and make them more tolerable and manageable and less bothersome. Even with a non-reflective coating on the back of the lens, you will still see reflections on a mirror-coated lens. Just hopefully it won't be as bothersome. With no anti-reflective coating, wowzer. It's a light show on the back of your lenses.
It really is. It truly is. And I mean, this is a really pretty mirror. I just wish they would have done it justice for our client, so our client wouldn't have had to send the frame to us for us to
So we're going to do something brand new.
Yes.
Do a new mirror with a good backside anti-reflective coating. If you all want to see more, like I took a little deeper dive on why anti-reflective coatings are important on mirrors, I have a YouTube video up on the channel, the YouTube channel, where I talk about that a little more at length if you want to see that. All right, let's talk about Gotti.
Yes.
We need some Gotti frames. Yeah, so we got a special Gotti trunk show, Gotti out of Switzerland. These are beautiful frames. Here's our little announcement for it. So Becky Jo's going to grab some frames, but beautiful Swiss precision detail work, very comfortable to wear, very some minimal and modern. with their rimless pieces, and some are more thick and chunky, and some are made of really innovative materials like high quality 3D printed materials as well.
So this particular one can be done as a rimless or as a loop rim. So there is a really thin polyamide, man, I can't talk today, polyamide loop that is done, and it's done as a groove. So it actually goes all the way around that lens. You can fully customize these. So there's 15 different colors that you can choose to make this loop, with the coordinating colors for the temple tips and the nose pads and the connectors on the front of the lens, these little guys right here. We have lots of shapes of these. I own one of these myself. We have some of our other people that love these. We have a lot of clients who absolutely love these because they can make them whatever they want color-wise. And they're just super, super light. These are done out of stainless steel. They also have some beautiful titanium pieces, but what Daniel was talking about is you can get a really thick, chunky look, and you can choose your color, but these are so lightweight because of the fact that they are 3D printed polyamide nylon. They look amazing.
Yeah, and they have fun, like big, chunky shapes. They're so lightweight and comfortable to wear, and as Becky Jo mentioned, lots of colors available, like the slate color. They have really great quality acetate frames as well. Their acetate frames are hand polished in the factory, and look how beautiful that hand polishing work is. You know who polished your frame. This one's made in their German factory. This is Homeby, and it was hand polished by Irene. It says so right here on the inside of the temple. This is my style all day long. This thick, chunky rectangle kind of reminds me a little bit of the Masunaga 000, maybe a little bit of the T. Henry Daytona. And then they have a sunglass here that is called Heinz. And look at these colors. Look at that beauty. Beautiful, dark, black tortoiseshell, nice, chunky rectangles. So this is Heinz. Gotti has... What? Oh, we have a new one?
Well, this is my new one, Daniel. So
yeah.
This is my personal collection. This is Rhea. I chose mocha because I wanted something super neutral. And my prescription isn't super high, but I did for the first time do a high index lens. I am a full-time progressive wearer. These ended up so lightweight and just so super comfortable. And because of the fact that this has kind of a skull grip, so this temple bends around the head, it doesn't go over the ears, makes these even 10 times more comfortable to wear.
Yeah, so we're talking about these because if you're local to the Tulsa area, we want you to join us here in the store on Friday, July 18th. We're doing a full trunk show. Our awesome rep, Christy, shout out to Christy, will be in town from Chicago. She'll have the full collection with her. You can see this frame, all the rest of the frames in the Gotti Eyewear collection. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about some history. We're going to talk about the Sirmont by...
American Optical.
American Optical, right? So who are some people that wore the Sirmont?
So we have LBJ wore it.
LBJ, Malcolm X wore it, others. This is a
Yeah.
frame that's in the museum of, what is it called? The American Optical Heritage Museum. This one has been around since the 1960s, and this is the chocolate gold color, and it's a 51-eye, 21 bridge. And this is the optical version. This is that classic 1960s. When people say, I want horn rim glasses, I want a horn rim frame, they're talking about a thick rim of acetate up top and a wire rim down below. I love the Sirmont bridge, that thick bridge there. Look at that polished, sculpted temple arm. So most of what we do in the Sirmont, we do some clear optical versions of it. We also do a lot of sunglass versions of it.
Yep.
So you got chocolate, or you got the new tortoise gold.
I've got the new tortoise gold.
Yeah.
So this is, and they do come in different sizes. So this is the 51-eye 21 bridge. So this, if I were to get a Sirmont and add it to my collection, I would probably do the smaller size just because it's a little bit more of a classic size. They did do it in a 53-eye. So this is the tortoise and gold. This is a 53-eye. So it is much bigger. I just think it looks a little bit cuter in the smaller size. I mean, it is a sun. This could be your totally new hip, a little bit of retro vibe going on, summer sunglass look. Men and women both can wear the Sirmont.
Yeah.
It's not just for men.
Totally unisex frame. This is the black and gold. Can't go wrong with a classic black and gold. It just looks good. I mean, this is a shape that's gonna look good on most people. And you've also got black and gunmetal. So, you know, if you don't want the gold, you can go the black and gunmetal version. This is the 53 eye size, which is, you have the 51.
I had the 51 and the 53.
So a little bit larger. Like, I think most people could probably wear both sizes, unless you're like typically need a little bit of a wider fit. You might want to go the 53. If you typically need a little bit of a smaller fit, you might want to go the 51. So that is the Sirmont. I love the vintage detail work on the front there. I just love these frames. American Optical, great history. This brand goes back to the 1830s, guys. Still made in America. New color here. What do we got?
This is the new color, or one of the new colors. This is Vineyard Matte Black. So this is more like a gunmetal gray on the bridge and also on the decor piece right up here. This is super cool because it is like a really dark Merlot red. And this is just something that, you know, we've seen the black, we've seen the tortoise, we've seen the chocolate and gold. This is just something that is just a little bit more downplayed, but it is super cool in this beautiful red tortoise with this new vineyard color. I absolutely love it.
All right, so talk a little bit more about summer sunglasses. We do have a summer sunglasses sale going on. And it includes a few of our popular brands.
Yeah, our popular sunglass brands.
A few of them, and you know, if you want some summer sunglasses, I don't know, maybe you're going to the lake. I'm just going to run through a couple goodies here. This is Nu'u Landing by our friends at Maui Gym. You're going to be out on the water. It's really bright. You want high wrap. You want good coverage. You know, check out Nu'u Landing in Tortoise. Of course, Maui Gym, famous for their phenomenal polarized optics. They control glare so well. So when you're out on the water, that is one of the more important things. Let's see. Oh, some fun summer looks. Throwback logo from our friends at Maui Gym. Look at this. Look at this. This is, what is this? Kuniahi. Kuniahi.
We need to take Hawaiian as like a second language because I'm sure we butcher these as bad as we try not to. Some of them are a stumble. Yeah. They really are.
But you know what? Kuniahi, whatever. Look how fun the blue mirror is. Like, that's blue Hawaii. I love the blue mirror. Then you've got Kauliki. I hope I didn't butcher that. Apologies to my Hawaiian friends if I did. Check that color out. Kind of a fun summer color, kind of a berry color right there with the neutral gray lens.
And I have one of the new aviators by American Optical. So this is Margot, and this is done in wine. And this is a beautiful aviator because it's not super teardroppy, where it's gonna make you look like the sad puppy face, because nobody wants the sad puppy face. This is just super lightweight. It does come in two other colors. I only grabbed the wine right off the rack, but this is a stunning, well-balanced aviator.
I love this new aviator by American Optical. Same model. This is the Margot in silver with a blue gradient. Our friend Terry in Arizona says, is teardroppy a word?
Teardroppy is a word, Terry. I coined it.
Teardroppy henceforth is a word. We're calling it right here on this day. This is Margot in silver with a blue gradient tinted lens. Yes, sir, it is now. So yeah, this one, we noticed this right away. It's a flattering aviator on the face. You gotta check out.
And I like how they dipped that bar, Daniel.
Oh,
that top bridge bar, they swooped it just a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard line that a lot of aviators have.
Yes.
And I have another new one. This is called Adams, and we did go through some of these when we did the big drop, but I really think people need to kind of have an extra look at this. This is called Adams in Flint color, and this has a little bit of a retro feel to it. I remember having a pair of sunglasses similar to this similar to the shape back in like 80 something when I was in junior high, but it's okay. It's all right. We've embraced that. This is just a super comfortable fit. Men and women both can wear this shape. And a lot of times women have the ability over men to wear basically whatever shape they want, where men are a little bit more reserved in that. What do you got, Daniel? You've got a beautiful
Yeah, I'm not even going to
navigator.
try to say this Hawaiian word. This is a new Maui gem. It's the 67502.
There you go.
67502. You know, this reminds me a little bit of, there was a popular show in the 2000s, Kiefer Sutherland, 24. Counterterrorism was really the moment in America post 9/11, and he was wearing this kind of navigator-shaped double bar right here. So if you want to be like, you know, super special secret agent CIA dude, you know, you can kind of look like the badass that Kiefer Sutherland was. You could also get it in silver. Of course, you could also get the original pilot.
Yes, you could do the original pilot.
Yeah, which I think I would take probably many times over, just in my own personal.
Here's the larger one, Daniel.
The larger silver.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the original pilot, and that's the one I wear. I wear the matte gray version of this in my own personal collection.
This is super comfortable, and it has a designed bayonet temple. So this is designed to wrap around the head, and it was done that way so that pilots in World War II, it didn't mess up
it fits under the helmet.
Under their helmet, and they could still do their job and still be having sun protection on their eyes. And these are not going to be polarized because of the fact that they were done originally for pilots.
Right. Yeah. And all of ours we have here feature glass lenses, which is great. So
which is great.
Those are some of our sunglass favorites of the moment. We got the summer sunglass sale going on. Check it out. We have, let's see, red glasses. We're going to talk about red glasses, and we got some good red ones. I need to go get, you know, I'm going to talk about the Tom Davies here, the 731. I need to go get my personal one because I've got the ruby transitions lens in it.
You've got ruby transitions in that.
But there's a red pair phenomenon. What happens when people wear red glasses, Becky Jo?
A lot of people will stop them and ask them where they got them, what they're wearing, because red kind of sparks a bit of excitement, and people see that. And whether it is a red that's engineered, like Fossifoss's red, I'm going to hold this up here so you can see the it's
a double laminate.
It's a double laminate.
Yeah.
So it's orange on the back and it's crystal pink on the front. And when you pair those two colors together, you get this luminous red color. And it is absolutely smashing. These don't stay on our shelves very long at all. Ladies come in, they look at this, they go, I really want a red pair. And it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think ladies that wear red, and I mean even men for that matter, they tell us like it's their favorite pair they've ever had because every time they wear it, they get more compliments on it than any other pair of glasses they've ever had. It's just the power of the red pair, and I think it has something to do with, have you heard that statistic about, you know, red cars are more likely to get the speeding ticket?
Yeah.
It's like something about the red just catches the police officer's eye when they go by. Like the red glasses do that same thing. Same thing.
And this is another Fossifoss. They do an actual red, but the majority of their reds are going to be this double laminate orange to crystal pink. And they have it in several shapes and sizes. Like this particular one, this is a 50i, but because of the shape, it definitely looks a little teeny bit bigger. It's gonna draw some more attention. So if you need a smaller shaped, or you have a smaller shaped face, you could totally pull this off. They also went ahead and they did an offset. They did this beautiful stacked look of this acetate. So they basically made a block and then they carved out a layer of the acetate so that it builds more depth in the frame by doing a layered look. This is super chunky, but if you really want to catch attention, a red frame is definitely the way to go.
Yep, so my Tom Davies 731, this is one of my favorite frames in my personal collection. Nice matte dark red. Look at this cool like titanium inlay piece. It's blue, like a dark navy and kind of a matte finish. And so it creates this cool like two-tone effect. And this was the frame that when Transitions Gen S Ruby first launched, which if you want to see a full video review, I've got it on the Hicks Brunson Eyewear YouTube channel on Transitions Gen S Ruby. This is the frame that I had to do my first set of Transitions Ruby lenses in. So I want you to look how cool this looks. The red pair with the blue titanium inlay and a ruby lens. Ruby red lens, look at that.
That looks awesome with that blue.
I mean, I love it. I love it. And if you followed the channel for a while, you've heard me talk at length about why I like the red color lenses so much. They really sharpen contrast and clarity. I mean, they definitely make everything look reddish. You can see that when you look through them. Everything looks a little more reddish, but similar to an amber lens or a bronze lens, the red lenses are great for being outdoors because they heighten contrast. They make everything look sharper. So it's a great color for being on the roads, being, you know, biking and running and hiking and all that kind of stuff. Like this ruby red color is just a great color for that. Plus it just, look how cool it looks. I mean, you know, you maybe just want to add some style to your eyewear look. Like check out the ruby lens in one of these red frames.
So we also have.
Can you talk about the T. Henrys?
We really should,
all right.
Because.
Well, we got one. There's a really beautiful T. Henry, guys, that's limited edition, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to get any more of these, but we were able to get another of this Torino that was a collab that Tyler did with Italian clothing designer Muraro. I don't know if you can see right there in gold lettering, T. Henry X Muraro. These are so pretty. Look at this. This frame color is called Ravello. And speaking of red lenses,
yes,
you've got the
beautiful
ruby gradient.
in there.
You got the ruby gradient lenses, titanium core wire, lots of beautiful detail design work. It's always unique to T. Henry. Look at these hinges. 9-barrel hinges, silver plating, 18 karat gold plating on those core wires. You've got a medallion design detail work on the tip here. Oh, Vanessa joined us on YouTube. Good morning, Vanessa. Hope you're doing well. Look how good it looks on. I mean, this would be one. Is this the one? I mean, you could even do a Transitions ruby lens, similar. I mean, if you wanted to take the ruby lens I did in my Tom Davies, but you wanted to crank
it up,
the look up by a bit. I mean, throw this in the T. Henry Torino and Ravello. You'd have a masterpiece, limited edition collector's piece look. And they are limited edition. All the T. Henrys, this is number 40 of 199 pieces that were made in this colorway. Beautiful decor pieces on the front. Yeah, Terry has one of the Daytonas.
Yes.
Yep, the Daytonas are so beautiful.
So I have Valor in Oxblood. It has a gradient lens in it. I'm gonna hold it up there so you can see that. And this is number 33 of 149. I really like the way Valor fits. I like the size of Valor. One of the things about this particular colorway is I love this beautiful gunmetal detail that they have done all the way down to the end of the temple tip. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up all of that beautiful detail. It is absolutely stunningly done. The decor pieces on the front match this really pretty gunmetal silver. And this is kind of a little bit of an aviator. It's a little bit bigger, but this is super, 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 super comfortable. It is a frame that you could do an indoor tint with, pair it with a transition. You could do this all day wear. Part of the thing that makes these frames even as big as they are and as chunky as they are is this beautiful sculpting work on the bridge right here. You just get this really comfortable fit that fits most bridges just fine, and it just goes on and it sits there and it helps balance the weight of the front of the frame correctly on the face, and it is just so good.
All right, so I want to talk about a couple of optical frames that would be useful for maybe more for men, and maybe if you need a wider frame fit. There's two beautiful pieces here. This first one is by Tom Davies. It's the model 725 in color 2131, and it is one of Tom's, what he calls double block titanium. So meaning there are two pieces of titanium, and that's how you get the two colors. You have the red rim and you have the
It's like gunmetal gray. Yeah, it's gunmetal gray.
It's a gunmetal gray.
Yeah,
it's very
gunmetal gray.
shiny gunmetal on the top rim. Polished black acetate temple arms. So this one, again, model 725 by Tom Davies. This is a 57i 19 bridge, so you're going to notice it's a little bit wide on my face. So if you need a frame that's a little bit of a wider size, that is in a cool red color, you want to check this piece out. And Fossifos has a new one in the Oleum collection. Oleum is their collection that's a little more geared towards men. And this is Oleum N, like the letter, N3. And Fossifos sort of taken a page out of Gotti's book, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Utilizing a polyamide type, 3D printed type material in this deep red color. So this Oleum N, this is a 61i 14 bridge, so nice wide fit right here if you need something that fits a little wider. And let me tell you, comfort level on these, off the charts. Super light and comfy. You know, the polyamide front material, the Fossifos Oleum spring hinge, and the acetate temple, very thin, very smooth, very lightweight, and just a good all-around clean look, but with a red color. So if you want that like kind of modern, minimal, but with a pop of color, that's your look right there.
I also have a really cool piece. This is 643 by Tom Davies. This little red gem right here is really, really popular. I've done this frame several times for different clients of mine. This is a super functional little eyeglass. And it kind of has that nice little angular uplift that the ladies like because it makes our faces elongate a little bit and it makes us look a little bit slimmer. This is a super comfortable, beautiful red crystal. This is a 50i 16 bridge. So if you have a thinner petite face, this would totally work for you. And then I also have another one of the Oleums, and this is called Town, like T-O-W-N. This is a 48i 20 bridge. And again, they paired it with this beautiful spring hinge right here, black temples. With the nose pads, this is super, super comfortable. They just produce a frame that, even though it's an aluminum front, it is super lightweight and you can get a little bit more bulk out of it for the same weight that you would in a titanium frame.
All right, let's talk about a couple of our more rare pieces that we carry at the store.
Oh, you've got a Haptor.
Yeah, we got this Haptor, and we'll be wrapping up here shortly, but let's talk about Haptor. This is model HL05. Haptor is a Italian brand that was inspired by an old pair of like Italian military goggles, flat sheet metal with industrial grade rubber sealed to the front and the back, and then laser cut into these beautiful creations. The design detail work, called Haptor because haptic is a word that's kind of means touch, and so these finishes on the industrial grade rubber are very textured, and they're just kind of like you want to feel, you want to touch.
Yeah.
And this piece here, again, this is model HL05. It's a 49i 22 bridge. Look at this great round. Like,
yeah,
I don't always love round
fabulous
on my face, but this is just a great, easy, round shape to wear. It's a great looking sunglass. It would make a great looking clear or transitions pair as well. Their hinges are patented. It's called an 8-gon hinge. Super durable, guys, super lightweight and comfortable. I'm gonna also share with you a limited, very special edition piece by Haptor called the ML04, and this is a 47i 21 bridge. This is really paying homage to the founding of the brand.
Yep.
You can imagine those military goggles when you look at this. Completely what this was designed, and I love the design detail work on this one. It's a round goggle-shaped frame, but look at the lens shape inside there. It's got a nice hard angle with a flat, straight line on that outer edge. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from Haptor. Again, lightweight, comfortable. This one's a little more edgy, a little more like you want to frame, like, we'll talk about the power of the red pair.
Yeah.
Like, we got everything here.
Oh yeah, most assuredly.
You got red, you got inspired by like military goggles look, like you're gonna get people going, wow, those are cool glasses, like true conversation piece, two true collector's edition pieces. And Terry says, glazing them. You know, it is not easy, Terry. We take on the frames that are not easy to make lenses for. Terry in Arizona says, glazing those would be a nightmare. Glazing, making lenses for.
Yes.
Yeah, not easy. Full, flat sheet metal. The edge of the lens has to be cut in a super precise way. The sizing has to be dead on. Can I use the phrase? Remember my cousin Vinny? Remember Marissa Tomei? How much torque do you need to tighten the faucet? And was the torque wrench calibrated to be, what did she say? She said dead on balls accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be dead on balls accurate with this.
You most
with
certainly
the
have
cutting
to.
of the lenses for these frames, and it's an industry term. Marissa Tomei said it in My Cousin Vinny, so that's why I'm going to say it here on the live stream. All right. So I think we're going to wrap it up.
I think we are.
Good show.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back next week with another live, and we'll probably be talking a lot more about Gotti eyewear, because that'll be the day of our trunk show. Everybody have a beautiful, thank you so much, Terry. Everybody have a beautiful weekend. Stay safe, and keep your eyes protected. Put on your sunglasses. Rock that style. We will see you in the next video.